Hi everybody, good morning. Welcome to my home here in New York City. This is a 20-minute practice that you can do in the morning to wake up, get ready for your day, and we're going to focus on back bends because it's good to open up your back a little bit after you've been sleeping and so that your body feels good for the rest of the day. There's going to be a little theme too about how to be really strong and open at the same time. So you'll hear me talk about open-heartedness, open-mindedness, and hopefully that thematically will give you something to work on beyond just the physical during your day. So here we go. We'll start with a brief moment of meditation, and then we'll move, and then we'll finish with a Shavasana, a resting pose at the end. So get comfortable where you are, take a comfortable seat, cross-legged. If you want to prop up on something like a blanket, that might help to have a nice curve in your back. Close your eyes. Take some deep breaths. When you sit for meditation, as always, you want to hold your spine with a steadiness. Use the muscles of your back, if you will, to not only sit up tall, but to sit with a qualitative, tangible steadiness to the muscles of your spine. And at the same time that you keep your spine really strong, sit with your chest open. So physically you're practicing, even when you sit for meditation, you're practicing both a steadiness and an openness. And then fold your hands in front of your heart, traditional bow of the head. And release your hands down, open your eyes, and come standing. So step to the front of your mat, take a deep breath in, stretch your arms overhead, and exhale your breath as you bend forward. You can bend your knees as always, especially if your hamstrings are a little bit tight. Straight legs is okay. If it feels like it pulls your back up into a too rounded shape, just bend your knees so you can stick your butt out. Look forward, and then fold your head back in. Do that 2 more times. Look forward either with straight legs or bent legs. Fold back in. One more time. Inhale to look up. Exhale and bend. Step your right foot back into a lunge pose. Take a few deep breaths. You can move your hips side to side or you can hold steady. And take a deep breath in. Step forward on the exhale. And second side, left foot, back. Straight leg lunge, deep breath. And take another deep breath in. This time as you exhale, you're going to step backward, downward facing dog. Just like in the forward bend, if it feels like your back is a little bit rounded, you can bend your knees and do a modified downward facing dog where you stick your butt up a little bit so you have a curve in your back, an inward curve, as opposed to a rounded curve. Full stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Walk forward, standing forward bend at the front of the mat. Inhale, come all the way up. Use really strong legs. And then exhale your hands to your heart. Let's do that one more time. A Surya Namaskar. Inhale. This will actually be a full Surya Namaskar. Exhale, bend forward. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step back. Plank pose, so top of a push-up, then lower down. Chaturanga. Point your toes, lift your chest. Cobra pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Take a few deep breaths here. step your left foot forward, back foot flat, Parsvakonasana. So there's a couple options on this pose. You can either keep your hand on the floor or bring your elbow up to your knee. I recommend this if you at all feels like you're collapsing or it feels like your back is cheating a little bit by rounding. It's good to modify the pose, especially at the beginning of the practice in the morning when your body might be a little tight, just to come up, elbow on the knee, top arm up. Into a version, we take the arm overhead. All the way up, straighten both legs. Just pivot the feet to go to the second side. So right foot turns open, elbow to knee, left arm up. Arm overhead version. All the way back up. Second side, first side again. Bend the knee this time. We'll go into the full pose. So you'll start with your elbow on your knee. Use your back leg to support, make your back leg super strong from your foot all the way up into your hips. Make your leg muscles engaged so that your back leg is supporting you. And when you touch your left hand to the floor, you can either use fingertips or flat hand just a little deeper. Top arm overhead. Remember, use your back leg so that your whole body feels steadier. If your back leg is weak, you're going to feel that in your low back. So use your back leg, especially when you come up. Use your back leg to do the work. Warrior 2. Reverse warrior. The legs stay the same. You touch the back leg with the back hand. Lift the left arm up. Again, use your legs so that it doesn't hurt your back. Steady legs, come up. Second side. Parsvakonasana. Check in with your back leg strength. Use your back leg so that you don't collapse when you touch the floor. And warrior 2. Reverse warrior. And inhale, come up. Turn both feet parallel to each other, bend forward. Bend your knees, go side to side. One of the advantages of doing this side to side movement is as you shift over to the side, the foot that you're shifting toward gets stronger. Just by moving your weight over to this foot, you can push that foot down. All of your leg muscles engage more. Shifting to the side, stronger legs. So this little asymmetrical movement is one of the ways you can get your leg muscles to wake up a little bit. And then again, the key is when you do, for instance, a stretch like straight leg, you support the body with muscles. If your legs are weak and you stretch, you might hurt your back. So the steadiness of the leg is crucial. Jump the feet back together, hands on the hips, and come all the way up to standing. All right, let's put that into a flow. Step to the front of your mat, inhale up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, look up. Step or jump back, chaturanga. Inhale, full up dog this time. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left foot forward, Parsvakonasana. Now, not only use the steadiness of your legs, but when you come up to warrior 2, think about it having an open quality. So you've got strong legs, but an open chest when you lift up. Reverse. We'll add one pose. We'll go to Trikonasana, front leg straightens, bend. And touch the floor, chaturanga. Inhale up. Second side, right foot forward, Parsvakonasana. So again, remember everybody, steady legs, open chest. Warrior 2. Reverse. Trikonasana. dog, down dog. All right, lie on your stomach, and let's do a few stretches of the thighs. Now, one note about stretching the thighs, it's important for back bends to make sure that your quadricep muscle, which is your thigh muscle, is open. If you're really flexible though, don't think about this as a thigh stretch. Think about this as more of a thigh strengthener. So you'll grab your foot propped up on your forearm, and if you can pull your foot in easily, do the opposite. Actually resist that. Press your foot backward. So again, if you're flexible, don't think about it as a thigh stretch. Think about it as a thigh strengthener. Switch sides. So if you have tight thighs, you can pull your foot in a little bit, get a stretch. But if your thighs are pretty open, if you can bring your foot really close already, do the opposite. Press your foot back. And then lie on your stomach. Put your chin on your chest. Pause for a moment. Now both feet at the same time. This pose is called Dhanurasana. Bow pose. You hold your feet. Same thing. Think of it as a thigh stretch, but a strengthener at the same time. The leg power lifts your chest, stretches your arms. Keep your legs super steady and an open chest. Deep breath in. And pause. You can turn your head to one side. Next pose, camel pose. So come up onto your knees. Take a deep breath in, allow your energy to settle. You'll notice my heels are up. I'm on the balls of my feet, so that's going to give you a little bit more height. So when you reach back, one of the big mistakes in this pose, if you lean back too far and you collapse the low back, not so good. But if you use your legs, super strong legs, hips, abdominals, and lift your chest, that's how you get out of your low back. Keep it from pinching, doing anything harmful to your low back. And slowly release. One more back bend, pigeon pose. So this is a preparation actually for full pigeon. Do the variation of pigeon where you have your knee out to the side and your front foot underneath the opposite hip, as opposed to having your leg more forward. Hands on the hips, and then just like you did in camel pose, use your legs to open your chest. And then switch sides. Strong legs, open chest, which is a symbol for open heart. Touch the floor, down facing dog. And have a seat. So you can sit facing forward. Just so you can see me, I'm going to face this way. We're going to do a twisting pose. Fold your left leg under, your right leg over. Twist to the top knee. The traditional pose is to take your arm all the way to the outside. I actually recommend that you hold the knee instead. A lot of times people go too deep into the pose too fast and you lose some power in your legs. So I recommend actually backing off a little bit out of the twist first. Make your legs stronger and get your chest more open, get your back more open. Second side. So right leg under, left leg over. Again, there's nothing wrong with this per se. This is the traditional pose, but oftentimes people tweak their back a little bit by cranking into the low back, as opposed to give it some space, you have more leverage in your legs, and you get more of a broad and open back, which is not only symbolically closer to being open, That's just basically better for you to have a spaciousness in your muscles. Deep breath in, come back to center, and please lie on your back. Let's do one last stretch before we rest. Stretch your right leg up, hold the back of your right leg. You can bend the right knee, just another quick twist. Come back up, second side, left leg up. Bend the top knee, brief twist. And then come back to center. Hold both knees right above your hips. Just press the top of your knees forward. This will put a curve in your back. And as you stretch your legs out, Shavasana will feel nice and good. So we'll do about a 3-minute Shavasana. Allow yourself to just let go of any tension that you've accumulated and thoughts that feel they've got some stress in them. Just do your best to completely relax down into the floor. Side. Raise yourself up to sitting. Take a comfortable cross-legged seating. Sit nice and tall. And the same way we did at the beginning, sit with a steady spine and an open chest. And set your intention for the rest of the day that you have this kind of steadiness with you. You walk throughout your day with